Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining this webinar and your interest in natural colors. My name is James So, Global Regulatory Affairs Lead at Sun Chemical. In this webinar, we are going to talk about the latest trends, regulatory impacts, and innovative solutions in the food and beverages industry. We will begin with an interesting topic in which Claire, the account manager, beauty at Mintel, a global market research agency, will provide us the insight about consumer trends in the soft drinks and gummy categories. Next, I will be covering the recent regulatory landscape and impact on certain synthetic colors, and my colleague Yang will then talk about the formulations and process innovations with natural colors. Finally, there will be a short Q&A session surrounding the topics that we are going to cover. Now, I'm going to pass the time to Claire. Thank you.
Thanks, James. Hello, my name is Claire Vandergenst, and I am an account manager in the beauty industry at Mintel. Today, I'm going to walk you through natural food colors within the soft drink and gummy categories. And our objective today is to explore the current and upcoming trends within the categories, look at the market outlooks, as well as challenges and opportunities, and then get a view of Mintel's overall recommendations. Looking at the market for soft drinks, a trend that we've been seeing is consumers perceiving products that use natural ingredients to be more premium. And we are viewing this as premiumized. There's a few examples here on this screen that you can view. This presents an opportunity to use natural colors from plants, fruits, vegetables, as well as innovative sources like algae and microbes. There's three key areas to focus on within the soft drink category. Firstly, consumer demand. So there's a growing interest among consumers for beverages that are free from artificial colorings. Mood enhancement. So soft drink manufacturers are leveraging the mood boosting benefits of colors. Vibrant and soothing colors are used to enhance mental wellness and create a fun consumption experience. For natural ingredients, brands are encouraged to use sustainably sourced natural colorants like spirulina, which not only provides natural and vibrant colors, but can also offer health benefits that natural colors don't. Marketing and packaging. The color of the beverage can be a key marketing tool. So artistic packaging and the use of colors as a point of differentiation can attract consumers looking for unique and visually appealing drinks. A few areas to call out here. On this slide, we see some regional insights regarding consumer interest for natural and clean ingredients. So a few areas. So in the Asian Pacific, between 2018 and 2023, we see that 13% of food and drink launches contained a natural color, while only 6% of launches contained an artificial color. In Europe, the use of artificial food colors has significantly decreased, with only 10% of sugar and gum confectionery launches containing an artificial color. And in addition to this, we know that in Germany, natural ingredients are perceived as premium. So 55% of Germans aged 16 through 34 believe that natural ingredients make consumer soft drinks feel more premiumized. In the UK, claims of no added and artificial ingredients are prevalent, especially among premium brands. And this has become a standard expectation rather than a unique selling point. And then in China, 59% of consumers are attracted to sparkling drinks and soft drinks that have no artificial coloring, which indicates a strong preference for those natural colorants. Moving into gummy formulations, we can see the inclusion of artificial colors varies significantly by region and category. So globally, artificial colors are still prevalent outside of Europe, despite the safety concerns and regulatory challenges. In Europe, we know that those are limited in their use due to regulatory changes. For instance, in North America, 57% of sugar and gum confectionery launches contained artificial colors between 2017 and 2022, while in Europe, that figure was actually only 12%. In specific categories, artificial colors are used to achieve desirable properties such as low cost, improved appearance, high color intensity, stability, and uniformity. But consumer preferences also do play a role in this. So in the US, attributes linked to clean label trends, such as no artificial colors, are less important than factors like price, flavor, and sugar content. However, there is a growing consumer interest in natural colors, which is driven by, consumers' health concerns and that desire for clean labels. So, for instance, 34% of US consumers agree that the claim free from artificial coloring impacts their food and drink purchase decisions. Here we see a graph that shows the share of new launches in the UK within the sugar confectionery market, making free from added and artificial ingredients claims. We see a few fluctuations here, but we can kind of take away three key areas of opportunity. So the first being in natural colorants, manufacturers have opportunities to produce natural food colors with improved stability and cost effectiveness using sources like plants, fruits, vegetables, algae, and microbes, like we discussed in the previous slides. The second opportunity is within product innovation. So really highlighting the use of natural ingredients can help brands position their products as healthier options. Some examples of using this are using ingredients like beetroot, spirulina, and safflower for color, which aligns with the consumer demand for natural and wholesome changes and choices. And then the third area to call out is the regulatory compliance with potential regulatory restrictions on artificial colors. There is really a need for the development of natural alternatives that meet safety standards and consumer expectations. So looking into that gummy and confectionery category with the soft drink category combined, we really see the area of opportunity for natural colorants to grow within those categories. In terms of global trends, we know that there's a rising consumer and brand interest in foods with cleaner labels, really with a significant focus on natural ingredients and including natural food colors. And we also know that many consumers believe there are potential health issues linked to artificial food colors, which really drives that demand for natural alternatives. So now we see the overall market outlooks for soft drink and confectionery gummy categories. Let's kind of discuss the key factors that are driving consumer interest within these natural food colors. So first, we have health concerns. Consumers are increasingly aware of potential health issues linked to artificial food colors. For instance, 34% of US consumers are influenced by that free from artificial colorings claim when making their food and drink purchase decisions. Clean label trends is the next one up. There's a growing demand for clean and natural ingredients in food products. This trend is really driven by that consumer desire for transparency and naturalness in their food choices. Regulatory pressure. Regulatory authorities are under pressure to restrict the use of certain artificial food colors due to the potential health risk, which has really created that need for a natural alternative. Consumer preferences by region. So specific regional preferences also play a role. For example, 48% of Chinese consumers view artificial additives as a barrier to purchasing packaged juices and soft drinks. And 58% of Thai consumers are interested in sauces free from artificial coloring. Market trends and opportunities. The food and drink industry is seeing a rise in the use of natural colors, particularly in categories like soft drinks, sports drinks, and energy drinks, sugar and gum confectionery, and carbonated soft drinks as well. Technological advances, so innovations such as precision fermentation and the use of algae and microbes are making it possible to produce natural food colors with improved stability, which makes them more competitive with the artificial counterparts. And then finally, consumer trust and perception. So natural ingredients are generally perceived as safer and healthier amongst consumers. For example, 76% of US adults believe that natural ingredients offer more functional benefits than artificial ones. So these factors collectively contribute to the increasing consumer interest in natural food colors. Moving into some opportunities for product developers and ingredient manufacturers to utilize those natural coloring instead of artificial colors in the food and drink category include consumer demand for natural products. Like we mentioned, we're seeing a growing demand for natural products with consumer interest, and that free from artificial coloring claim is really impactful on purchasing decisions. Innovation in natural color stability. Natural food colors often face challenges like instability under heat, light, and pH variations. So, innovations such as precision fermentation and cell based technologies can produce natural colors with enhanced stability, which makes them more competitive with artificial colors. In those regulatory pressures, we know that potential health concerns associated with artificial colors are leading to regulatory pressures, particularly in the EU, which could result in stricter regulations and a shift towards natural alternatives coming in the next coming years. The use of algae and yeast-derived colors. Recent developments in production techniques are enabling the creation of improved red and blue food colors from algae, which offers that natural alternative to synthetic colors. Exploration of plant-based and waste-derived foods. So this is an opportunity to explore natural colors from fruit and vegetables, as well as from food industry waste. For example, pigments from fruit pomace and vegetable peel could also be used as food colorants, and avocado seeds could produce an orange color upon oxidation. And then the appeal of natural food colors, natural black food colors specifically. So with concerns over health implications of caramel colors, there is an opportunity to produce natural black colors from plant ingredients, which may appeal to health conscious consumers as well. So these opportunities align with the broader consumer trends towards natural and sustainable food products, offering a competitive edge to companies that effectively can harness these innovations. And then finally, to close us out, consumer attitudes towards natural food colors in the soft drink market are generally positive, and really show some strong preference for natural over artificial ingredients. Here's some key insights to take away. So we're really seeing that preference for natural colors. As we see on the screen here, 59% of consumers are attracted to sparkling drinks with no artificial coloring and would be prompted to purchase such products. This suggests that the significant demand for natural colors is really coming to light in the soft drink market. In terms of health and clean label concerns, we know that there's a growing concern over health implications of artificial additives, including colorants. For market trends and innovations, the market is seeing innovations that align with consumer preferences like natural colors. For instance, soft drink manufacturers are using natural colorants like spirulina, which provide vibrant colors and health benefits, thus addressing both aesthetic and health concerns. Overall, consumer attitudes towards natural food colorants in the soft drink market are driven by health concerns, the desire for clean labels, and visual and emotional appeal of natural colorants. Brands that can effectively communicate the natural origins and health benefits of their colorants are likely to resonate really well with their consumers. And that's all from me. I'm going to go ahead and hand it off back to James to discuss the regulatory landscape in synthetic colors.
Thank you, Claire. In the next few slides, I'm going to cover the regulatory developments in recent years regarding synthetic colorants used in food and beverages, which will have a major impact on consumers and food manufacturers going forward. The first one I'm going to talk about is the California Food Safety Act, the Assembly Bill 418. In October 2023, the California state has signed this bill into law, which will prohibit individuals or entities from manufacturing, distributing, delivering, holding, selling, or offering for sale into California food products for human consumption containing the following chemicals after 1st of January 2027. One of the chemicals on the list is red dye number 3, which is an FDA-approved food colorant and has a bright cherry red color, typically used in cookies, cupcakes, sweets, and sausages, etc. It is important to note that the bill does not provide any safe harbor level, which means that there's no threshold limit. Therefore, all food products in California cannot contain any level of any of those chemicals mentioned above from 2027. What about the other US states? By following California, Illinois and Missouri states also proposed the same bill from January 2027. This bill has not been signed into law in these two states yet, but the industry has been keeping a close eye on the developments as well as any potential regulatory restrictions in other US states. One state that I want to mention specifically is New York State. New York proposed to prohibit the following substances as color additives or food additives or any food products containing any of these substances. The list include red dye 3 and titanium dioxide. One of the key differences compared with the California Assembly Bill 418 is that if the New York bill is enacted into law, it will go into effect 1 year after its passage. For example, if the bill is enacted on 1st of January 2025, it will go into effect on 1st of January 2026. The transition period will be much shorter. Titanium dioxide is currently one of the most commonly used food additives in the US, which is an FDA-approved color additive. So if it is going to be prohibited, it will be problematic for food manufacturers in the US. Another important regulatory development happening in the California state is the Assembly Bill 2316. In May this year, the bill was passed and ordered to the Senate. If enacted, the bill would ban the following 6 synthetic organic dyes, as well as titanium dioxide from food provided in California's public schools. It is important to point out that all 6 synthetic food dyes mentioned here are currently FDA-approved food colorants, and they are also commonly used in food and beverages, as you can see from the table here. Among these dyes, red 40, yellow 5, and yellow 6 are the most common, and these 3 dyes actually make up 90% of all food dyes used in the US. So you can probably imagine the challenges that the food and beverage industry is going to face if the bill is enacted, with the potential that the other states might follow suit as well. Without these 6 synthetic organic dyes, there are actually no real replacements as alternatives, except for natural colorants. What about EU and the rest of the world? Red 3 dyes has already been banned in EU, China, Japan, Australia, and New Zealand. So the US is actually lagging behind in this regard. And as for the titanium dioxide, it has already been banned as a food additive in the EU, in which all food products produced or placed on the market after 7th of August 2022 could not contain titanium dioxide. So to sum it up, synthetic food colorants have been under increasing scrutiny in recent years in terms of regulatory developments and the other impacts. On the other hand, the future of natural food colorants is expected to be promising due to regulatory changes in recent years and increasing consumer awareness and sustainability. Now I'm going to turn over to Ying, who is going to talk us through some very interesting natural color solutions from a technical point of view. Thank you.
Hi. Thank you, James, for sharing the regulatory landscape surrounding synthetic food colors. And as we can see, the synthetic food colors is becoming more and more stringent regarding to the regulation. And in this section, we'll look at the technical solutions to replace synthetic colors in carbonated drinks and gummies. Hi, my name is Ying Shi, and I'm Technical Service Lead at Sun Chemical Food and Nutrition. Thank you for joining the webinar today. Let's get started. First, let's look at the beverage. For beverage, we categorize it into 2 groups. One is the non-alcoholic beverage, which include carbonated drinks, sport drinks, dairy drinks, juice product, powder drink mix. And for the alcoholic beverage, it includes cocktails, beer, wine, and spirit. And among all those beverages, carbonated beverage has becoming the most popular one in this segment. And as Claire just mentioned, synthetic colors has been employed the most in carbonated beverage. And in the next section, I'll focus on the natural color solutions in carbonated beverage. First, let's look at the carbonated beverage formulation and process. So first, water is to filter to remove impurities. Syrup, acid, and other ingredients are added. Flavor and color are added last to avoid flavor or color loss. Then the mixture will go through a pasteurization step that involves heat treatment. And then next, carbon dioxide will be filtered into the drink under pressure. And then the drinks will be packaged and go through the distribution. In this process, there's a couple factors that we need to be aware when we use natural colors. The heat treatment and the low pH environment, and also the possible light exposure due to the transparent package. Those are the factors that we need to consider when we apply natural colors. Red 3 and Red 40 are still being used in the US as the synthetic red colors. And to replace Red 3 and Red 40, we have different combinations here, as you can see. And our first solution is carmine and natural beta-carotene combination. Carmine is extracted from cochineal insect. And because it's from insect, it's not halal or kosher compliant. But it has excellent heat stability, and it has been used for centuries in food products. And we added the beta-carotene here to adjust the red to orange color hue. Carmine is not very acid stable, so we have to adjust the pH level to over 4.5 to maintain its stability. And our second option is the anthocyanin and beta-carotene combination. As for the anthocyanin, it can appear as vibrant red color at low pH. Because anthocyanin's molecular structure will change, depends on the pH range. And the last option we have is the red beet and beta-carotene combination. So red beet is extracted from a pigment called betaine. And it's also a very popular red color for our consumers to use to replace synthetic red color. And in all those combinations, we added the beta-carotene here to adjust the red to orange color shade. And also in this study, we did a heat treatment at 95 degrees Celsius for 30 seconds to mimic the hot fill process. As you can see in the picture, our natural color solutions did not change color that much after the heat treatment. So those are the good options in this application. And next, the pink color is also a very appealing color in beverage. As for the pink color, is similar to the red, but we added the natural white here to adjust the counterless appearance. Our natural white liquid use our proprietary technology and to make it into a very stable emulsion, and you can use it at low pH level. Similar to the red color match, we have similar combinations such as anthocyanin and beta-carotene combination. And you can see here, we showcase anthocyanin from different resources such as elderberry, black carrot, and purple sweet potato. They can all appear as vibrant red color at low pH level. And we also offer the beet, and we added the natural white here to adjust the countless level. And next, for the orange color shape, FD&C Yellow 6 is commonly used as synthetic color to provide the orange color shape. And for the orange color, we have options such as beta-carotene, paprika, and annatto. And if you pay attention, the first combination is the beta-carotene and then anthocyanin, which is similar to the solution that we provided for the red color match. But we dose the beta-carotene and anthocyanin differently, and in this case, we increase the dosage of beta-carotene, so it appears as an orange color. And you can also use beta-carotene itself, but you won't have the ability to adjust the red to orange color shape or change the countless level. And our paprika is extracted from the pops of capsicum, a pepper plant, and it's very heat stable. And similar to annatto, is extracted from annatto seeds from the Bixa olata tree. But for the annatto, it's not very acid stable, so we have to adjust the pH level to over 4.5 to maintain its stability. But annatto is also very heat stable. And next, as for the yellow color, FD&C Yellow 5 is commonly used to provide the synthetic yellow color. And we have options such as lutein and beta-carotene. We added the spirulina extract liner blue here to adjust the fluorescent level. And we also added color film here to adjust the yellow to green color shade. And natural white is also added to provide the countless level. And just a reminder here, lutein and color film have limitation to be used as food color additive in the US. So it's better for customers outside of US regions if you use lutein or color film as food color additive. But lutein has a lot of health benefits. It's extracted from marigold flower and it's known for the iron health benefit. And the next, as for the green color shape, FD&C Yellow 5, Blue 1 is always mixed together to create this green color. And sometimes red 40 is added to adjust the color hue. And similarly, we can also mix with our natural yellow color and natural blue color to create this green color. As you can see, for the yellow color, we have lutein and beta-carotene. And for the blue color, we point the spirulina extract liner blue here. And you can also use color film itself to provide the green color shape. And natural white can also add it here to create the countiness level. And just another reminder here, lutein and chlorophyll has a limitation to be used as food color additive in the US. As for the blue color shape, FD&C Blue 1 is still commonly used. But the natural blue color from natural resource is very limited. We have our main offer as the spirulina extract liner blue. It has a lot of health benefits because it contains a lot of protein, vitamins, and minerals. So it can not only provide the color value, but also a lot of those nutritional value. And here we showcase our Nylon Blue G1 with different concentrations. And you can see here we can achieve from light blue to darker blue color shape. And just a reminder here, Liner Blue is a protein in nature, so it's not very acid stable. We have to increase the pH level to above 4.5 to maintain its stability. As for the purple color shape, Blue 1 and Red 40 are usually mixed together to create this vibrant purple color. And we have our offer here to mix our red beet and spirulina extract liner blue here. And here we showcase the different concentration of red beet and liner blue. And you can achieve a different shape of purple if you adjust the ratio between the red beet and liner blue here. And a reminder here, Liner blue is not very acid stable, so we increase the pH level to be able to use it in this application. And next, let's move on with confectionery. Confectionery is a vast range category and includes hard candies, chewy sweets, gummies, chewing gums, chocolates, and jellies. And among all those categories, gummy has been the most popular one. And we have seen like gummies has been used as a vehicle to deliver the active ingredients in dietary supplement as well. So in the next sections, I'll mainly talk about the natural color solutions in gummy. Now let's look at the gummy formulation and the process. So generally, the gummy base will be mixed first with water, gelatin, gum, starch, and acid. It will create a desired texture and consistency. And then flavor and color will be added next to achieve the desired flavor and color shape. Then the mixture will be put into the mold, and after the gummies are set, they will be removed from the mold and dry and dusted with starch. And the last step will involve the packaging and distribution. And similarly, in this process, there's some factors that we need to consider when use natural colors. The heat treatment and the low pH, and also the natural color solubility in the gummy mixture base, and also the possible light exposure due to the package. Those are the main factors we need to consider when use natural colors in gummy. And now let's take a look to replace red-free color in gummies. We have our options as red beet, anthocyanin from different resources. Here we showcase the anthocyanin from purple sweet potato and vegetable. The anthocyanin appear as a vibrant red color, as you can see at low pH. And also we showcase our carmine. But carmine is not very heat stable, so we adjust the pH in the gummy formula to above 4.5 to be able to use it. As for the orange color shape, to replace yellow 6, we have offers as paprika, beta-carotene, and annatto. And here you can see by dosing different concentration of the paprika, we can achieve from a lighter orange to a darker orange color shape. And as for the yellow 5, to replace yellow 5, we have options as lutein, turmeric, beta-carotene. And lutein is very popular to be used in dietary supplements because it can provide eye health benefits. Just a reminder here, lutein has limitation to be used as food color additive in the US. Turmeric also is a health benefit as anti-inflammatory. And by dosing different concentration of beta-carotene, we can achieve the color shade from light yellow to a darker yellow color. As for the green color, yellow 5 and blue 1 is always mixed together to create this vibrant green color. And our offer we can mix with lutein and liner blue, or beta-carotene with liner blue. And also you can use our spirulina powder. Spirulina powder is a green color powder extracted from the plant algae. Since it's powder form, so we suggest our customer to dilute the powder into the water phase first to be able to mix the color homogeneously into the gummy base. Just a reminder, for the liner blue and spirulina, since they're not very stable at low pH, so we adjust the pH level to be able to use it. And also you could use color film itself to achieve the green color shade, but it also has limitation to be used as food color additive in the US. As for the blue color, to replace FD&C Blue 1, we have our main offer as the Spirulina Extract Liner Blue. And here we showcase our different product profile, both of liquid version and powder version. And you can see here, we can achieve from light blue to a darker blue color shade. And as for the purple color, blue 1 and red 40 are always mixed to create this purple color. And here we showcase our anthocyanin from different sources, such as purple sweet potato, vegetable, and elderberry. So as for the anthocyanin, they can appear purple color at neutral pH level. But anthocyanin from different stores, they can have different expressions. For example, the anthocyanin from purple sweet potato can appear as more the reddish purple color at neutral pH. And the anthocyanin from grape skin can appear as a grayish purple at neutral pH level. So there can appear slightly different purple shape at neutral pH. So overall, when you use natural color in your formulation, those are the key aspects you need to consider. The pH environment, the heat treatment, and the light exposure, solubility, and also the regulation requirement. So when we switch ingredients or add another new ingredients in our formulation, regulation is always the first item in our checklist. Or you can also partner with us to provide you the customized color solutions. We also offer regulatory consultation and expert recommendations. Thank you all for joining the webinar today. And next, we'll have the Q&A section.
Thank you, Ying. Now we will move on to the Q&A session. So the first question we have here is for you, Claire. The question is, what innovations are being introduced in the carbonated soft drinks market to meet consumer demands for cleaner labels?
Yeah, so in the carbonated soft drinks market, we definitely are seeing that noticeable trend towards cleaner labels, which is really driven by consumer demand for more natural and less processed products. So this includes the removal of artificial ingredients such as additives and preservatives. In North America, there has been a significant rise in the launch of consumer soft drinks with no additives and preservative claims, which really reflects that consumer desire for products that project more of a natural image. And additionally, globally, there has been a focus on recipes with low or no sugar content and clean label qualities, which are really becoming central to the innovation within the consumer soft drink market. In the UK, the trend has been, offering products that are free from added and artificial colorings and ingredients, which, we know is really prevalent, although it has become more of a standard expectation rather than a unique selling point, as I discussed in my slides. So that shift towards, cleaner labels is really part of that broader movement where brands are attempting to align with consumer expectations for those healthier and more transparent product offerings.
Thank you, Claire.
Yeah.
The second question is a technical one. As is mentioned in the slides, some colors such as anthocyanin and spirulina are not very stable at low pH. Are there any ways to improve their stability in carbonated beverages? Thank you, Ying.
Yes. So in general, there are a couple ways to improve natural color stability. You can add like the color protector, such as sodium EDTA, or antioxidants such as vitamin C to improve its stability. And also the package, if you use aluminum can, to avoid the beverage from sun exposure, it can significantly extend the shelf life. And also the storing condition is another key. If you put the beverage into a lower temperature in the refrigeration, that will also extend its shelf life. Thank you.
Thank you, Yang. The third question is a general regulatory question. How are natural colors regulated? I think to answer these questions, we can talk about the US and EU separately. In the US, FDA has divided food color additives into two groups. First, color additives exempted from certification, and the second, color additives subject to batch certification, such as synthetic organic colorants. Natural colorants are typically derived from fruits, vegetables, plants, or mineral sources, and are classified under color additive exempted from batch certification. While the natural colorants do not require batch certification, the specifications, uses, and application are still regulated by the FDA. For example, in the US, sodium copper chlorophyllin may be safely used to color citrus-based dry beverages in an amount not exceeding 0.2% in a dry mix only, but it cannot be used as a color additive in other food applications. If a manufacturer wants to use an FDA-approved natural colorant in a food application which is not listed in the subsections under that particular colorant, a petition will need to be submitted to the FDA for review and together with safety data related to the particular application in food. Whereas in the EU, many approved natural colorants used in food and beverages are considered as food additives and are assigned with a specific E number, which means that those food additives have already been assessed and accepted as safe across the EU. The specification of each food additive is also regulated under EU food additive regulations. And the next questions, I think we're going back to you, Claire. Does the use of natural ingredients within the gummy category influence the perception of sweets as a permissible indulgence?
Yeah, so the use of natural ingredients significantly does influence the perception of sweets as permissible indulgences by really aligning with those consumer preferences for more natural and less processed foods. In Germany, for instance, natural ingredients are a key purchase factor, with 40% of Germans considering them important when buying food and drink. So this preference is particularly strong among older consumers, with 56% of those over 65 really prioritizing natural ingredients. And natural ingredients help to create a health halo around products, which makes them more acceptable as part of a balanced diet. So, for example, using real vegetable juice, ginger, or cocoa in sweets can really encourage consumption among those who prioritize natural ingredients. This approach is effective in addressing the concerns of older consumers who may otherwise avoid sweets due to an unhealthy image associated with them. And furthermore, in the United States, the perception of naturalness in sweeteners like honey resonates really well with consumers, with a significant percentage perceiving that as natural and acceptable within food and drink. And this familiarity with natural identity helps to create a sense of permissibility even when consuming, sweets in moderation. So overall, yeah, I'd say the integration of natural ingredients into sweets not only enhances their appeal, but also aligns with consumer desires for indulgence without the guilt, which definitely makes them more of a permissible choice.
Thank you. So the final question here is for you, Yang. Is there a project to replace Red 3 in gummy? And so, well, if I have a project to replace Red 3 in gummy and need to match the red color, what service can Sun Chemical provide? Thank you, Yang.
Yeah, sure. In this case, if you want to replace red free in gummy, as I mentioned in the slide, we have options such as red beet and amphoxylin from different resources, and also common. So based on your requirement, regulatory and considering regulatory requirement as well. We can provide a customized solution for you to do the color match. We have a color measurement instrument here, a spectrophotometer, and we can measure your reference and our colors match solutions to compare the color. We can also do like a accelerated stability test for you based on your requirement. And we'll know more about the detail of your project because we need to know whether you need a halal or kosher compliant for your project. And we are definitely happy to help you to move on with this project. Thank you.
Thank you, Ying. This concludes the Q&A session. Thank you everyone for joining us today, and we hope the information will be of interest to you. I wish you all have a good rest of the day. Goodbye.
Thank you.